Now, before we get started, this video is actually brought to you by one of my subscribers. Thank you so much. You know who you are. This has been a great idea. I thought I would divulge that. You know who you are. Thank you so much for the back and forth. Really means a lot. You've helped me with a video and helping me grow this channel. Thank you so much. This is where I'm going to actually shout out some of my subscribers, the people that I see commenting the most. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Vicky, I see that you always subscribe. I think you are in, if I remember correctly, Northampton, Southampton, I think it is. Northampton or Southampton? Something like that. Thank you for that. Howard Grice, Grice, I always see your comments. And Jill something, I can't remember, but thank you so much for all those subscribers. As I always tell you guys, hit me in the comments. I promise you I will get back and I will interact with you. So let's talk about me, where I'm from. I am actually from a city called Ontario. Ontario, California, silly, not Canada. I'm not from LA per se. I was born in LA. That's 100% true. I've said that before. But I come from Ontario. That's where I was raised. I like to say I'm raised from Ontario, California. But the debate or the discussion I was having with one of the subscribers and the person who is behind the idea of this video was just about my background, because we started talking about being Black in America, Black in Britain, what that's like. And you've seen me do videos before where I talk about, like, you know, the Black experience, what it's like. Because people inherently ask me, Carl, where are you from?
What set are you repping?
Sorry?
What set are you repping?
And when they're asking, they're not saying like, where are you from in the United States, but like, where's your mom? Where's your dad from? You know, and I go, we are from America. I've recently done a video where I break down my history of my family. Click, where's it usually go? Right there to watch the video where I show you a breakdown of my family history, which is very interesting, about my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Robert Lewis. This isn't Robert. Very interesting video. Thank you for all those that have watched that video and have commented and have liked. It really means a lot to me. I was raised in a two-parent household, in a two-story house, 4 bedrooms, of course, and I had my sisters who lived there at the house with me. The debate or the discussion we were having was like, how normal is that? And because you see it on TV, you think about that a lot of Black people are raised in single family homes.
You are fake news, sir.
Well, that's not the case for me. I literally think about the closest friends that I have. All their parents lived in the house. They all were raised with their mom and dad living in the house. That's just like, for me, normal and standard. I've had that standard upbringing, just like most of you, I would assume. And for me as a parent who actually has children in America, and I live over here, it's one of those things that's near and dear to my heart, because it's not lost on me that my children are not being raised in a two-parent household. But when I was talking to the subscriber, I was saying that they don't have their father in their house day to day, but they have their father in their lives. And I fight hard. You know, I will go to the end of the earth to make sure I'm in my children's lives. They know their father, they see their father, and they talk to their father. I could share your story about all the grief I had to go through to get access to them, and stories. I actually mentioned in one of my videos where the mother went, they can't come. Why? Nuclear war. Never forget it. That's what she said. But she's a great mom. I'm not here to slag her. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about me. We're talking about my upbringing. So Ontario, California, which is located right here on the map. Yeah. I played football. I played basketball. You know, I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Went there on a football scholarship. I'll tell you a true story. So even though I'm from suburbia, I'm from a place that looks like this, right? I'm from suburbia, and I remember I was playing football. I was this prima donna type of athlete. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. You know how it goes. And I got in this argument with my football coach. And I remember it was this big blow up. I quit. I stormed off. I don't want to be on the team. This team ain't nothing without me. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, head as big as like Jack in the Box guy on the screen now. But, luckily, one of my dad's friends was there watching the practice. Called my mom. My mom comes screaming down from home. And she talks to me. And it was at this point where, it was my senior year. I always assumed I was going to go to college, go to university, get my degree, get an education, blah, 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 blah. And then she told me right there, she's like, son, I don't have any money to pay for you to go to school. And I could see the heartbreak in her heart to say something like that to me. But then it really got me thinking well, how are you going to pay for your education? And so I had to get back in the team. I had to pay my punishment to the coach. I think I had to do some laps. I had to bear crawl. I had to roll 100 yards, throw up, just to apologize. But it made me and motivated me to have the best senior year I could possibly have because I needed to get my education paid for. And so I used my athletic ability to get me where I wanted to be and get an education, which I got. And ultimately, I got my degree in industrial engineering. So I'm very thankful that I did that. And I'm thankful for my mom, really giving me that mom lesson that I needed at the time to get my butt in gear, to get back on this football field and try to be the best I can be. Just be the best Carl. And that should be enough. And that got me my education. That got me to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. That got me my education. I had some ups. I had some downs. I was by no means a perfect student. There's another story that I could share with Coach, the ladies basketball coach. And, again, I'm being prima donna. I get up to Cal Poly. I got my 2 chains on. I got my earpiece on. I got my shirt open, abs all going. I'm walking pants sagging way down my butt. And you hear his voice, hey, get over here. Calls me over. And she's like, get over here. Just like a mama voice. You know what that's like. And she was like, look at you. Just look at you. Do you know you represent more than yourself here on this campus? You out here, got your shirt all open. You're at a higher education facility. You got your shirt on. You look like you just walked out the club. Got your earpiece in, 2 chains on, big old silver chains, fake as could be. But, I was looking blinged out. And got me going, got me motivated, started working with me, started mentoring me, started making me see her every day in her office. She knew more about me than my own position coaches knew about me. She knew who my friends were. She knew where I was at. She knew where I was studying. She knew when I had the next test. She made sure my butt was going to school and going to class and getting ready to get my education at the same time as trying to put the best athlete I could at the next level, at the collegiate level. So shout out to you, Coach Foster. You know who you are. You know, if you ever see this video, how near and dear you are to me and my heart. Let's get back to, growing up, right? I'm in a 2-parent household. My mom and dad always around, even though they've gone their separate ways. My father's around. My mom works hard. My dad works hard. We never went without. But, I don't come from a rough background, but I was sharing this story about how when I was living in LA, there was actually a shooting with the neighbors. And I remember this. I'm like 9 years old and something like out of a movie, right? The neighbors next door to me, they start fighting. And if my dad's seeing this, he knows exactly. He should remember this. But I think his name was Jody, something like that. And him and his wife started fighting. And he runs across the street, dies behind the boot of the car, turns around, starts shooting at the wife. And I'm like 9 years old seeing all this, and it's just surreal to experience that. So I've experienced some stuff. I've had my cousin, Paul, actually, if he sees this video somehow in the future, I still love you, Paul. But, stuff my mom, I've been in trap houses, drug houses when I was a kid. My mom probably didn't know this, but, when I would go visit Paul when I was a kid, we was in the trap house. We would literally go and sit in the house, and I'd be in the house. There'd be nothing in the house but drugs, me, my cousin, and whoever these other people were And fiends would come to the door and we'd serve them drugs and they would use drugs in the other room. I experienced these type of things. Now, fortunately for me, I had both my parents. I had strong-willed parents that loved me. I had friends and their moms and their dads who loved me and kept me close to them. I can tell of a story when I was in high school. There's a guy I know right now who's serving life in prison for murder. And he was, I don't want to say he's a good guy, a great guy, but to me, he was a good guy. He just got caught up in it all. I never was that bad. I never broke a law. I fractured a few laws. I came close, petty stuff, steal like some candy, steal a shirt, stupid stuff that kids do. But, I had a great upbringing. I had great parents. I had great friends. I had great, their moms and dads were just great into me, instilling stuff into me. So I was able to stay the straight and narrow. But a lot of Black kids don't get that opportunity. They live in a one-parent household. They live in a household where the father's just gone, absent. Just gone. They never see him. Or they can fall to prey to the streets. I didn't fall prey to the streets, I knew I had a good head on my shoulders and I have a good heart. And it's always been my guiding principle is just to do right by others, be who you are. And that will be plenty for everybody else. And I'm going to say that. And with that, I'm going to sign this video. Hopefully it's not too long, but it's just an insight into me, International Carl. Hope you like it. Click here to subscribe to the channel. Click here to watch another one of my videos. And with that, peace.